Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Friday, October 25th, 2024.
But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com.
Let's take a look at the charts. Where to begin? Bear with me here for just a second. I'm kind of combing through the charts. I'm going to show, I'm showing levels that are just minor. We made some last minute adjustments. 143.71 has been a continuation over the last few days. The high settlement price that was put out, I think it was on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's right. It can contain daily highs. I do see it as a likely intraday target if we push through not only 140.76, but more notably 141.76. 141.76 is nothing more than an upside 5/8 Fibonacci over the last few days. It's also very close to Wednesday's high, which is the high of the weekly low. So, it's not much of a pivot because pushing through 141.76 merely means 143.71, which can contain daily buying pressures, and if settled above, should then yield the 151.41 channel top by the end of next week. Within about 3 to 5 days of closing above 143.71, I would anticipate the 151.41, a 2-month channel top where we could top out through November, actually. And it is really kind of a range. On the weekly chart, it comes in at 153.84. And we're not going to see that area today. But if we did close today above 143.71, I think by the end of next week, it is likely. Now for the downside, I could also show you this chart, 147.30. If we happen to push through 143.71 today, 147.30 is attainable today. And once again, if we close today above 143.71, you can anticipate 151.41 by the end of next week. 151.41, to call that an objective right now, I do think it is likely over the next, few weeks above 129.68. The question, of course, is whether we're going to test 129.68 over the next week or so anyway. And I don't see that either. We're in this sort of, I think everything will hinge on 143.71. If we close above it over the next day or two, then 151.41 is likely within about 3 to 5 days. But until then, we could ease back. I don't see a sell signal at play, but we do have, for instance, 140.02 that is nothing more than kind of this 1.5 week rising channel bottom that it's held selling pressures pretty well over the last couple of days. But, if we break 140.02 once again, I don't see that as an aggressive pivot point. I do see 138.46, which is Wednesday's low, as our pivot point. All right. So I know this is probably a little confusing, but it really is 138.46. Wednesday's low can contain intraday selling pressures. And if we break 138.46, then yes, 135.32 is likely. This is all very subjective. All of these minor points are worthy trade levels for aggressive day traders. 140.02, 140.76, which is the June high. But in terms of, once again, the upward pivot point, it is a 5/8 upside Fibonacci over the last 2 or 3 days that does pivot us up to the 143.71 high settlement price that was put out, earlier in the week on Monday. So if we push through 141.76, 143.71 is likely. And once again, downside, if we happen to break or open below, and I don't see opening, but you've got 138.46 is Wednesday's low. If we happen to break that, then 135.32 is likely. Now, 135.32, a worthy session containment level. We may even bounce here from 3 to 5 days back to 143.71. So 135.32 is like a 2-week channel bottom that can contain today's selling pressures. And yes, 3 to 5 day swing traders may consider going long there in anticipation of upward rotation back to the 143.71 high settlement price. Closing below 135.32 is our downward continuation point into early next week. And if we do close today below 135.32, that 129.68 channel bottom is likely within, just a few days. 129.68 able to contain at least weekly selling pressures, possibly into later November. And from here, we can rotate up into the lower 150s within 2 to 3 weeks. The lower 150s, once again, of course, our longer-term 2-month channel top. The way I would describe kind of your 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week time frame is selling 151.41 over the 3 to 5 week time frame, and inversely buying 129.68 over the 2 to 3 week time frame, because we can round up from 129.68 over the following 2 to 3 weeks up to the low 150s, the 151.41 formation. It'd be nice to have both of them on the same chart. That channel bottom at 129.68, that would actually make a lot of sense. We could round from here into the low 150s, and from the low 150s fall back into the upper 120s. It's about as simple as that. And only if we were to close below 129.68 would I anticipate kind of the 110s within 2 to 3, 3 to 5 weeks of closing below 129.68. So in terms of the 2 to 3 week time frame, you are aggressively buying 129.68 if given the opportunity, and aggressively selling the low 150s, 151.41. It's about as simple as that. Expecting 151.41 within 3 to 5 days of closing above 143.71, and expecting 129.68 within about 3 to 5 days, within several days of closing below the channel bottom that we have presently at 135.32. I hope that all makes sense. I know it got a little crazy in there, but I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. On Thursday, we put out a stock pick on Deere Company, John Deere. Earlier in the week, we had another stock pick. You can check it all out by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial, where you'll also get daily Triple Q and daily SPY analysis, etc., etc., etc. I will be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's NVIDIA report. You have a great weekend.